Inmate or individual? I need to tell you that I'm really nervous, and I haven't been this nervous since I got released in 2011. I'm not here to tell my story today. I'm here to share our story. People currently incarcerated, preparing to come out into society to you. While I was incarcerated for that 17 years of my life, every time that I was going to get out, I had this hope that I would make it. That hope still sits with me today. I hope that you will understand our story, and I hope that when my friends get out of incarceration, I hope that you will accept them and not judge them and allow them to show you who they are individually. How many of you know someone who has someone, or you have someone that is incarcerated? Please raise your hands. So we know that people get incarcerated and we know that they get out, but when they come out, we have this big old fear around the word criminal, ex-con, probation, parole, and we tend to separate. I've been separated. My uniform is sparkly and pretty because I'm a little bit different because I made it out and I did something with my life. I don't want to be separated. I don't want you to separate me. It took me 17 years to get my nickname. You would have thought that I had that coming after doing 17 years. Currently, there are people that are incarcerated that don't need to be separated from me because they, too, can be as successful as I am today in my life. I've started an organization. I'm rare. I'm very rare. But all of those opportunities would have never been available to me if I didn't run into specific individuals in my community who gave me the opportunity to be an individual. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about what's going on inside of our jail right now. So our jail here in Humboldt is centrally located. When you drive down the highway entering into our town, it's smack dab in the middle of it, and people pass by it every day like it's not there. There is life behind those walls that are hopeful. There is a magical process happening once the handcuffs go on to the time that we get our county issue. Hopefully it fits. To the time that we get released. We mark our calendars with the date that we're going to get released once we have that date, and we count down the days with hope that, oh, it's going to be different this time. I'm going to make it. I'm going to do this differently. We plan it out every single time we get arrested, and we never give up that that might be possible for us. Sometimes we make it, and sometimes we don't yet. There are many yets sitting in the county jail, sitting in the prisons, many yets waiting to get it. Something that I've done is I've created this organization to share with my peers how I got it. I documented it. It's the only reason why I know how I did it, is because I specifically set out to document. When I get released, I'm going to watch my every move. I'm going to trust the system. I'm going to do what they ask, and if it doesn't work, then I'm going to do my life the way that I want to do it. But if it does work, I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to tell my peers how to do this. Because we didn't have anyone coming in telling us how to stay out that we knew and trust. We had people that had educations coming in and talking to us about things that we needed to do, but they didn't actually know if it worked or not. They just thought that it might work. So I started this organization, and it works. It's worked for me, and it's worked for many people that I've gotten to work with. Now I'm in Humboldt County, and I'm ready to do the work here. But there's a problem. I cannot do this work alone. I have assistance from the state. They've given money for programs to help people re-entering into society, and that's all great. When we sit back in the community and we're like, they're handling it. It's not just them. It's not a two-part job. It's an all-part job, and you are a part of that all part. You're the most important part of that part. So we get released. We leave our county clothes where we got them. We don't want to wear those once we're out. We get to choose what we want to wear. However, we don't get to choose who knows what crimes we've committed. But we're supposed to advance. We're supposed to be better. We're supposed to go get jobs. And we sit down to get a job and we look perfect from the outside. And then they look at the paperwork and they say, have you ever been convicted of a felony ever? Yeah, 7 years ago. Darn, we almost filled that position. And then the head goes down and I'm never going to get a job and all of that happens. What happened for me was there was an individual out there who didn't care if I'd ever been convicted of a felony. So I left it blank. If they ask me, they ask me. Then I'll get to tell them before they make a judgment of me. So we get out, we go to get jobs, we go to get rentals, we want to go back to school, we want to do everything that it's said that we need to do. But then there's you all who have this fear of us, who are scared that we're going to somehow rob you and hurt you and steal from you and harm you or hold you at gunpoint to take your money. I don't know. I never committed any of those types of crimes. I beat up my partners. I stole from stores because they're insured. I stabbed someone in a parking lot in 2005 because they ran up on me and it was dark and I was scared. But that's just my story. Do I have to tell you that story because I want to get a job or because I need a roof over my head? I served my time. When I left county, I left my clothes behind. So why am I wearing the uniform on a job interview? They released me. Doesn't that mean that I did good? Why am I not being rewarded for serving my time? Am I not accountable to my community? 17 years in the criminal justice system, and what I could tell you for me and my homies is that every time we went in front of a judge, we were fully ready to take responsibility for our actions. There are people that would rather go to prison than to go to a drug treatment because they want to serve their time for their crime. You see, sometimes we think less of ourselves than you do of us already. Send me up. I did it. I deserve it. Not that we don't want to get help. There was programs in prison. Send me to prison, I'll get a program, but I want to serve my time to my community. Do we get acknowledged for that? Nope. We sure don't. And what I can tell you is that I have been able to do all types of work with all types of individuals who've committed all types of crimes. And they all need the opportunity to rebuild themselves, to rebirth themselves once they are released from the system. So, I'm holding you accountable. We're doing a major work all around the state of California, specifically here in Humboldt. The jails are working overtime to help these convicts get the mind frame that they need to come out into society and to keep that hope. But what's the point of doing that if we're releasing them to you and you're judging us and not helping us and not giving us the opportunity to tell you our own individual stories? Sure, we were inmates, but let us tell you our story. We don't want to talk to people who are judging us. That is not safe. We cannot share who we are with you when you're looking at our past. So I want to encourage you to continue to walk a mile in our shoes and help us shake those prison blues. Thank you.